Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking about something very special: how to stay soft and feminine even through the toughest times. We're talking about tiny habits, little everyday rituals that can keep you feeling gentle and poised, even when life is lifing. Whether you're navigating a busy schedule or facing personal challenges, I like to think about these habits as your little act of self-love. If you've been keeping up with me on other socials like TikTok and Instagram, you know I just had a baby boy. I am completely obsessed and over the moon. You probably can hear him now because he's in his swing right here. We're about to get ready for bed. I had to come on and drop these gems. If you hear him, just know he's on his way to sleep. But if you know what it's like to have a newborn, y'all, I am in one of my toughest seasons right now. And it feels as though being feminine and being soft is impossible some days. So I've been very, very intentional about doing little acts of self-love and being intentional about my self-care in the morning, especially when I'm getting ready for bed in the evening, and then just little pockets during the day. You know, I know when life is lifing and when you're facing a personal challenge, the last thing we want to do is self-care. I get that. I truly get that. And that's usually what happens when we're having a hard time. We don't do the things that we need to do to feel better. Ladies, those hardships, those tough seasons are when we need our feminine energy the most, because it's what's going to carry us through with grace, with poise, with ease. When we think about inner peace, that's what inner peace is having softness, having delicacy, moments of delicacy, because it won't always be like that. I mean, to be totally honest, like life is just a bunch of collective moments, but we want to be intentional about showing up in our feminine energy when we can. This does not mean that you have to go book a vacation to Jamaica. It does not mean you have to go book a full spa date or even go spend a ton of money. Habits I'm going to share with you are very easy, y'all. They're very, very simple. You can do them from the comfort of your home. It doesn't require you to go spend a lot of money. If anything, if you don't already have some of these things inside your home, which I bet you probably do, then it's just a couple of bucks on Amazon. All the items that I like to use that help me to stay soft and feminine, I'll make sure I link all of that in the description below. But let's go ahead and get into it. Number one, breathe. Yes, breathe. I know it sounds so cliche, breathe, breathe, but being in our feminine energy means that we are relaxed and that we are at ease. And a lot of the times, y'all, when life is lifing, we're breathing very shallow. We're breathing fast. We don't really have any awareness of our breath. We're just going through the day on autopilot. But when you actually take a moment to focus on your breath and pay attention to it on purpose, it helps us to not only slow down, but breathing can relax the entire body. So when you're in your feminine state and you want to be gentle, you want to be delicate, make sure you are paying attention to your breath. A breath I like to do is the 6-4-8. It's inhaling for 6, holding it at the top for about 4 seconds, 3 to 4 seconds, and then exhaling for 8. Try it with me. It really, really helps to calm the body. Watch this. Let's do it together. So simple. It's literally so simple. And I'm not saying you have to go around doing the 6-4-8 breath all day long, but when you do have a moment where you're like, okay, wait, whoa, I need to get focused on my breath, do that breathing technique and it's gonna really help out a lot. But throughout the day, just start building a habit of noticing your breath more often. Like just notice, am I breathing all the way through or am I breathing shallow? Because breathing shallow puts me in fight or flight. And when I'm in fight or flight, I'm like in buck up mode. But when I want to be soft, I want to be relaxed. I want to be calm. And that means I am taking full breaths more frequently. Number 2, drop your shoulders, girl. Drop your shoulders. If you had to drop your shoulders just now, that meant that they were up here. And when your shoulders are up here, you're tense. Being in our feminine energy means that we are at ease, we are in flow, we are relaxed. So throughout the day, this is very simple. You can do this from anywhere. Breathe and then drop your shoulders. That is just to start. And doesn't that already feel a lot lighter? Breathing and releasing tension through the body is literally half the battle in fighting for our feminine energy. Number 3, when I get home, I like to incorporate some kind of buffer between the hustle and the grind and coming home and unwinding. And as an entrepreneur, I'm in my masculine a lot of the times because I'm go, 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 do, do, do. I'm a visionary, right? So I'm creating, I'm moving on things. But when I am home, I like to be in that more flow, that flow state, in that state of ease. And I like to feel calm. So when I get home, I need a buffer. I would highly recommend you come up with some type of buffer. My buffer is doing a dump, like a brain dump, because in my work, I'm always thinking. A creative brain is going, going, going. It does not shut off, especially when it comes to planning content and figuring out what I want to post and what I want to talk about and who I got to meet with and all of these things. It's never ending. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you all have jobs where you come home and it does not shut off in your brain. You may have clocked out, but you're still clocked in up here. A part of me being gentle intentionally and being in my delicate season is making sure that I can dump everything on paper before I step into the comfort of my sanctuary. I'll either do it on my phone or I will get my notebook or journal. While I'm also dumping, I like to acknowledge all the things on my to-do list that I did get done throughout the day. And I don't focus on what I did not get done, because what can I literally do about those things tonight? I wait until the morning time after my morning routine to then think about, okay, yesterday I didn't get to this, I didn't get to that. Because now in the morning I'm in action mode. I can actually go out and do something about those things. I can open a computer and send an email. I can go get my phone and make that phone call. I can send that text. I can do those things. But when it comes to the evening time, I find that when I am focusing and acknowledging all the things that I did not get to complete on my to-do list, it's just living rent-free in my head all night long. Aside from just dumping all of my thoughts, worries, and concerns, I also write down everything that I got done. My end of the day check-in is essential as a buffer. And then once I do that, that moves me into number 4. I need to shower. Like, showering is just my way of resetting. So when you're in the shower, I know, I now have a child, so I know what it means to have to take a quick shower. But when I'm in there, I like to be mindful. So when you are in your shower routine, really use that shower no matter how long or how short your shower is. You have to shower at the end of the night. I hope so. So when you're showering, make that a very mindful shower routine. Like, envision yourself washing the day off, just kind of getting into a new headspace. Think about feeling calm when you get out of the shower. Just think about all the things that you do want to embody for the rest of the night. Calm, peace, gentleness. That's my space where I like to basically transform, okay? And then I follow it up with all my oils and all of my skincare products and all those good things. Which brings me into my next point. Keeping a very beautiful, soft, flowery, musky, vanilla-ish scent on deck. Now I am absolutely obsessed with Finery. Finery actually sent me a couple of PR packages with their scents, and I am obsessed. The one that I really loved at first was Over the Rainbow, I think it's called. And now my favorite scent is Without a Trace. So at the end of the night, and y'all can fight me on this. I know they have the girlies who do not believe in putting perfume on to go to bed, but I will always smell like a fragrance when I go to bed for a few reasons. Aside from smelling good, it boosts my confidence. It helps me to tap into that main character energy after a long, stressful day. There's just something so romantic about smelling good. And think about it, ladies. When you are going to sleep over and spend the night by your man, or when your husband comes home, we put effort into how we look and how we smell, right? Like, we want to make sure we smell good for them. But when it comes to us, sometimes we just completely half-ass it, jump in the bed, and we don't even put any thought into it. When you are going to bed and you smell good, it just completely transforms your energy. It helps you to feel soft and delicate. Number 6, going to bed being put together. And what I mean by that is, obviously, wear pajamas, but wear nice pajamas. Wear a matching set, first of all. There is something that just makes me feel so put together and feminine when I can put on a matching top and bottom. Now listen, for all my oversized t-shirt girls, I'm her. I get it. Though we have those days. But when you are going through a very tough time and the season just feels so difficult and life is lifing, you want to treat yourself. You want to do things that are going to bring out the feminine energy in you, the softness, the delicacy. And going to bed in an oversized t-shirt sometimes, yeah, it feels cozy, it feels good, it feels relaxing, but there is nothing like a matching set. I'm just telling you what works for me. I have some sets from Amazon and Target that I will make sure to link, but these matching pajamas, or even like a slip dress at night, it helps me once again to feel like that main character energy. It's feminine, it's soft, it feels good. I feel sexy after being thrown up on and peed on all day by my son. When I get out the shower and I smell good and I look sexy, I feel sexy, it puts me in an energy that makes me just even forget about all the hardships that I have just for that moment. And what that does, it opens up a new bandwidth. It opens up a new capacity for me. I'm not extending that energy and that tension from the day into the bed. I'm bringing on a whole new energy that's lighter and that's soft and that's gentle. It's delicate. And when we do that, our bandwidth opens up. And we're operating from a new headspace. We're operating from a fresh start. When you're clean and you smell good, you look good, you feel put together, you feel sexy, listen, a whole new bandwidth just opens up. You know those seasons where life is lifing so bad, it just feels like you are at your max, like you have no bandwidth. There, you are literally at capacity. Think about it. When you look good, you feel good, and when you feel good, you do more. When you do more, you're productive and you're doing things well. You're showing up in your best energy, kids, with your spouse, in your home, with your family, with your friends, in the community. Like, you're putting your best foot forward, so it extends. So y'all, it's not surface level where I'm just saying, you know, spray some perfume to smell good. And when I do those little tiny, like when I make those small efforts, it pours over into my son, into my family, it pours into my community, and my work, my overall work. So next up, I love investing in quality bedding. Right now I have the Bamboo Cozy Earth sheets on my bed and I am obsessed. Just imagine getting in the bed after you are fresh out the shower, moisturized, oiled up, smelling like finery without a trace. You're freshly shaved, you get underneath the sheets and you're rubbing your feet and your legs together, and it feels so liberating. There's just something so sexy, something so cozy and confident about getting in a bed that feels like quality. Now, I'm not saying go buy Cozy Earth sheets, but definitely be intentional about the sheets you do have on your bed. You get in the bed, make an effort to feel good in the bed. So make sure your sheets are clean, crisp, and then spray some type of like aromatherapy on top of it. There's pillow sprays. If your bed feels good and smells good, it's top tier. Like, it's just a top tier experience. And then last but not least, a warm beverage. It's been the one thing that has helped me to manage anxiety and stress. Like, I would get up every morning and make my lemon, ginger, and honey with warm water first thing in the morning. And there's just something about how it hits on all the senses. Like, you can feel the warmth coming from the mug, and that's very grounding and relaxing. You can smell, so that's aromatherapy right there. And then the ingredients, the properties that are in the tea or whatever it is that you're drinking is helping your body feel relaxed. I highly recommend not doing coffee at this time, but like having your warm beverage be like a tea or some warm water with lemon and honey. I love a warm beverage in the morning, in the evening, and throughout the day. It just helps me to feel like I'm resetting. So if I'm feeling triggered, if I'm feeling stressed or overly stimulated, I will go into the kitchen, boil some water, throw a tea bag in there, maybe add some honey, and I'm having an experience. Like, I'm noticing how warm the mug is, how good it smells, and how it's actually calming down my body. So listen, those are just to start off. If y'all want more tips on how to stay soft and feminine, even during the toughest of times, let me know and I'll make sure to do a part 2. But these are all things that work for me. What worked for me may not work for you, but when you really think about it and break it down, when we are in our feminine energy, we're able to make better decisions. We're able to have more clear, effective communication. We can show up more clear and more organized in our lives when we're calm and at peace. And when we're in that feminine energy, we're attracting more. Just think about it. When you're soft and delicate and you smell good and you feel good and you're just radiating feminine energy, you're attracting those opportunities, you're attracting those people. But when you're stressed and you're burnt out, overwhelmed, high anxiety, cortisol levels through the roof, you're also going to be attracting that to your life. So make sure that even when times are hard, because life is going to be hard. This is not at all to say that life is not hard. Life can be very hard. There can be some extremely challenging moments, but it's how we navigate through those moments that matter. We can choose to be tight, tense, stressed, and overwhelmed and operating from hyper-masculine places in our energy through those times, which makes it even harder to get through, or we can just surrender and be soft and relax and breathe and drop our shoulders. Oh, and one more thing I almost forgot. Trade in your regular go-to trap music, rap music, or whatever kind of music that you're listening to for jazz, instrumental music. You can even search in Spotify calming music for calming the nervous system. I absolutely love that playlist. When I am home and I'm trying to intentionally tap into my feminine energy, I don't like to listen to music that has lyrics. I will put in instrumental, I'll put in some lo-fi beats, I'll put in some jazz, I'll just put in sounds of nature, waterfall, rain, jungle sounds. Those are the things that help me to feel in my most relaxed, surrendered state. There's something so calming about not having to really think about lyrics and how they resonate with you. Like, you're completely turning your brain off and just listening to tunes, relaxing tunes. I even like classical music sometimes, but jazz, I hear so often, life is so hard, like I cannot be in my soft woman era. Yes, you can. You are a woman. You are soft. Make the effort, be intentional about putting time and energy into the woman in you. Yes, you may be an employee or a business owner or a mom or a wife or a friend or whoever. You have so many roles. But in 2024, it's so important for us to become more intentional about nurturing the woman in us. And the woman in us will always be soft and delicate by nature. We just have to enhance it with the things that we do. I'll make sure that I link everything that I talked about and showed in the video inside the description box. If you want part 2, comment part 2. Good night, y'all.